Our top story today, the next wave of openings, according to Governor Bullock's plan, comes tomorrow with restaurants, bars, and casinos. It's the date most have focused on to start seeing a sense of normalcy return, or as Q2's Brandon Sullivan shows us, at least the new normal.
You learned a lot about this time by getting to spend a lot more time at home with your family, but you also realize that how important a job is to you for your mental well-being, but also how important it is to see other people and get different aspects of life and seeing how they're doing, and it motivating you and seeing people. And I mean, it's just absolutely, it's critical for us to be able to live.
For Montanans, May 4th marks a return to normalcy, or at least for now, a return to a form of normal.
I think the new normal for now is going to be pretty interesting. I mean, time will tell as we start our phase one on Monday. It's going to be really interesting to see how, we have all the protocols and procedures in place and to operate really well with the COVID-19 procedures. But the new normal will be interesting to see, because how far do people, are they comfortable coming back out?
I think everybody's kind of tiptoeing into this. It's going to be a different environment than what we had before.
Rick Larson is the majority owner of the Buffalo Block, one of Billings' newest restaurants.
We kind of knew the first year we were opening at the end of the busy season in October. We had a good October, November, December, and then we knew after that it would slow down a little bit. Actually, January wasn't too bad, and then all of a sudden this hit, and it just threw a monkey wrench in, because we're now going to probably lose our busy season again with the tourists.
That's something we can look at if you want to.
Sean Graves has been a restaurant owner in Yellowstone County since 2005.
We got one Budweiser, one Old
The shutdown on March 16th could not have come at a worse time for bar owners. The combination of no St. Patrick's Day and no NCAA tournament games was extremely difficult.
One of the reasons that I always wanted to be in the bar industry was two things. I'm Irish, I love St. Patrick's Day, it's everything to me, and I love March Madness. It's the best environment. So to lose those two things at the same time. But the real emotion hit when my staff was pictured on the front page of the Billings Gazette on the first day of the closure, and it said the faces of the closure. And so it really hit me that this really stinks that my staff is going to be out of work, and we don't know how long it is, and it was just so sudden.
It's tough. I mean, everybody's going through the same thing. All the restaurants are going to go through the same thing, and there's a lot of great places to eat in town. And I don't ever think we're in competition. I think we just supplement each other. I think it's a good business, and we'll make it through it. It'll just be a different world for another 6 months until we know where we're at.
Larson says they were fortunate to retain and pay all Buffalo Block employees through the shutdown. And Graves says 87 of their 100 employees are returning to work.
For the most part, people are really excited to get back to work because they miss their friends, they miss seeing their customers, they miss the routine and the regimen. And this is a fun business that we're in, and they miss the joy that it comes to serving people.
I'm really excited. I told my wife, it was one of those things that I was hesitant about going back to work just because of everything. But at the same time, I was really excited to have guests in the building and get back to, what I've spent 20 years of my life training to do.
Just as important as it is for restaurants, bars, and casinos to do their part in phase one, Graves says it's just as essential for the going public to exercise safe social practices, and that a second shutdown would be devastating for much of the restaurant industry in Montana.
It'd be absolutely catastrophic, because we can't afford to give out thousands of dollars of food. We can't afford to dump beer down the drain that we can't use again. We just can't do that. So, I mean, it's just going to be really important for everybody to follow the phases and as we limp through this, to get back to normal. And if everybody does their part together as a community, we can do this.
Reporting in Billings, Brandon Sullivan, MTN News.
Thank you, Brandon. So here's our rebound rundown. Local restaurants slated to open tomorrow, like the Montana Brewing Company, are hiring. All restaurants, though, are only allowed 50% of their capacity, and they must continue to enforce social distancing practices. Now, as of this weekend, more than 80% of restaurants in Yellowstone County have been approved to reopen for business tomorrow. You can find all of our Rebound Montana content at KTVQ.com/rebound. Stories designed to help everyone get back on track during these unique times that we are in.